Hey, boys and girls, look at I'm reporting in front of the volcano. That's kind of fun, right? So I have a file folder, and I'm going to go over some of the things that I sent you in the pack before we left at the end of the school year. This will take you a little while, so I'm only sending it as one whole unit, and you can work on it as you see fit. So you're going to take this file folder, and what you're going to do is you're going to take each edge and you're going to fold it into the middle. And then you're going to take this edge and you're going to fold it into the middle. See that? So they both meet in the middle, and then I have a nice big back. So this is what I'm going to build, what's called a Lapbook. Okay, so you have a piece that looks like this. That is going to be the front cover. And what I did on mine was I cut each one out. So I cut this one out, I cut the other one out, and then I drew a picture of me looking like I'm a geologist. I've got my pickaxe in my hand and I'm ready to go, and it says, "Bye, Mrs. M." So what I can do with these then is I will tape them to the front. All right, so I have this on one side of the flap, and then I have the Science Rocks, and I can either put it in like this or I can trim it up and put it like this. For the time being, I am just going to put it right here. I think it's Science Rocks is kind of fun because it's written in rocks. Science Rocks. Get it? So fun. Okay, so I just taped these to the front. You can glue them. So this is the beginning of what my Lapbook is going to look like. And then when I open it up on the inside, I've got some work that I can do there. See how it has a world? I'm going to cut out that whole rectangle, one piece, okay? And this is a little bit tricky for some kids because they get it confused. So I've cut out the whole rectangle in one piece. And now on this dark line right here, I fold that. I fold it just like that. Still one big rectangle, and I just fold it down the middle. Then, once I've done that, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut on the dash line, just like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer my questions. So now I've cut these and I've made a little bit of a flap. It says, where do rocks come from? Well, rocks come from bigger, more massive rocks. So like a mountain could break down, or a big, huge boulder could break down into smaller boulders or into smaller stones. What are rocks made of? They're made of minerals. And then here is this last one, and it says, what is the outer layer of the earth called? And that is the crust. So now I've got this flip book like this, and I'm going to be able to put this inside of my Lapbook. So boys and girls, what I did was I taped this top of the earth onto the layers. I taped the layers onto my folder so that when I open it up like this, the earth will open and the layers will be underneath. Again, the outer is the crust, then the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. So you can see how I did that. I just taped this bottom part right above my little flip page. All right, now I've got some other things that I'm going to show you. So boys and girls, next up I have the volcano sheet, and it looks like this to start with. And it has 3 sections on the back for the volcanoes. I went ahead and colored this. Actually, Sarah colored it. Sarah was my designated coloring person today. So I colored all 4 volcanoes. She did. And then I carefully take this and I fold it down on the line. Then I take this and I fold it down on the line. Take this one, I fold it. You might have to rub it on the table just to get a good fold. Fold this. And so now my volcanoes look like this, like they're all together. And then the fun part about that is that I can kind of leave them folded like that to look like a raised volcano. And then on the inside, it says, name the 3 types of a volcano. Well, we know there's a shield volcano. That looks like Captain America's shield. We know there's a cinder volcano. And we know that there's a composite volcano. And the composite one is also called a stratovolcano, and that's the one that's so explosive. So we've got composite, cinder, and we've got shield. Fold these up, and I'm going to put this on the inside flap of my laptop. So, boys and girls, I've stuck this on one side of my Lapbook, just like this, and then when I close it, I can fold it all in and it'll fold in on itself. But we're not quite done yet. We have a couple more things that we're going to do. I'm going to take a piece of regular paper and I'm going to fold it into fourths. Here we go. I fold it into 4 pieces. I wanted to see my volcano. It got lost a little bit there. So I folded it into 4 pieces. Fold it down once, fold it twice. I cut those 4 pieces and I'll show you what we're going to do. So now that I've cut them, they look like this. And then I'm going to do a fan fold. Backward, forward, backward, forward. Okay? Once I have the fan fold, I look at it and I see which one is the top piece, which one opens up. And when I find that piece, I'm going to start with metamorphic. Metamorphic. That looks like a G, but it's really a P. M-E-T-A-M-O-R-P-H-I-C. Metamorphic. M-E-T-A more M-O-R, fic, P-H-I-C. So now that I have that fan folded, look what's going to happen. I'm going to open it up and it says metamorphic means to change. Metamorphic means to change. That's one kind of rock that we know about. Next, I'm going to take my next piece of paper like that. I'm going to fan fold it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I want to see which piece is up on top. When I have it folded, there's only one top part. And now on that one, I'm going to write sedimentary. Sedimentary. S-E-D-I-M-E-N-T-A-R-Y. Sedimentary. And then look, when I open that, it says sedimentary means to settle. Sedimentary means to settle. That's when we have rocks that have layers in them because they have settled together. Metamorphic means that those rocks change. Metamorphic means to change. The last one that I'm going to do is igneous. I'm going to fan fold that piece. I'm going to write on the top igneous, I-G-N-E-O-U-S, and that means on fire. Igneous means on fire. So I'll show you how these get put into your. So boys and girls, I taped the bottom step of each of these to my last piece that I had. I had 4 pieces and I taped it to the last piece. So here is this one. I taped the bottom step right there. And then all that I'm going to do is I have this one ready to go. I have the tape here on the bottom step. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in here and I'm just going to tape it below the other ones. If I hold them down, you can see that they are all taped in. If I let them go, boing, boing, that's kind of fun. Now I'm going to go tape it into my Lapbook. All right, boys and girls, this is starting to come together. You can see that I have the volcano on this side. I have the world in the middle. I have the flip page at the bottom. Here I have my fan fold, metamorphic, igneous, sedimentary. You can see that when I let them go, they pop out. So this is a very interactive Lapbook that has all of our components in one quick spot. It has all of our important information. So when I fold it, I just tuck them in and it looks like this. Now I have one last thing to show you, and that thing is flashcards, so that it has the question on one side, has the answers on the back. Now, if you did not get this packet or you lost it or whatever, I will put this up in the assignment section so that you can download it and you can work on it yourself. So here you can see that I've got the questions here and then the answers on the back. And we will go ahead and cut those out and we'll make a little pocket. You should have a pocket in the packet that I sent home, but otherwise you could make one. So I'm going to quickly go over these and I'll read them to you and then you can see if you know the answers. It says name the 4 layers of the earth. crust, mantle, outer core, inner core. Awesome. 3 types of rocks. We just did those. Those were the fan folds. Metamorphic, igneous, sedimentary. Okay. What are rocks made of? Rocks are made of minerals. Rocks are made of minerals. What is soil? Well, soil we didn't really talk about. That's kind of a bonus one. It says it's made up of ground up rocks mixed with clay, bits of dead leaves, sticks, and small pebbles. So that's all broken down into what we get is soil. The next one says, what is Mohs scale? Well, remember that Mohs scale talks about the hardness of a rock. Talc is a 1 and diamonds are 10. It's a hardness scale for the rocks. What are 3 ways we classify or sort rocks? Well, we know that we can sort them by the color, by the mass, by the texture, and if they leave a scratch mark. Those are a couple different ways. On the back of this card, it says color, mass, texture, and scratch. This one says, what are the layers of the crust? Ooh, tricky. Topsoil, clay, rocks. Rocks is under everything, including the ocean. That's what the back of that card says. And it says, where do rocks come from? Rocks come from our earth. Little rocks that we see are actually broken off of huge pieces of rock that make up the solid part of the earth. So those big pieces of rock break down smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So we get smaller size rocks. So smaller rocks come from bigger masses. You can go ahead and cut these apart. When you cut them apart, look it, they go in this handy pouch, and there's one spot left inside of your Lapbook to put this pouch. So let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and I'll tape it, and I'll be right back. All right, friends, I have a completed Lapbook. Science rocks on the front, by Mrs. M with a picture of myself. Then when I open this up, here you can see right here, I have the volcano. This is where I taped my little pocket with my flashcards in it. See my flashcards? There you can see the earth, and you can see my little flip page. And then over here, you can see my boing boing pages that have definitions on them. So I have everything I need all in one convenient place. Why do I need this? Because the next time that I see you, we're going to be talking about Bloxels. Ho, 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 so fun. And you have to have some facts about the rocks and the rock cycle in order to put in your Bloxel game. So we've got all of our facts here so that when we go to do Bloxels, we'll be like, oh, I got this. I know this. So I can't wait to do Bloxels with you. This should be a nice project for you this week. And I will see you soon.